Casey Naslov. I'm the inventor of E-Factor. This game originated because of some life and death experiences that I faced in my real work environments. And my goal and my passion is that you never have to face any of these experiences yourself. So, are you ready? Ready to have some fun?
Yes.
Excellent. We're going to start by choosing a character, please.
All right. Miss by the book. All right. So, Miss by the book, she uses her time most effectively. She's extremely inflexible and trustworthy. That's good. This will be fun. Miss by the book.
I'm Mr. Brown Nose. I'm always found in the shadow of Mr. Big Boss, and I always agree with whatever Mr. Big Boss says, regardless of whether he has the experience or ability to do the job. So I just basically agree with anything that Mr. Big Boss says. That'll be fun to play.
I am Miss Gossipmonger. I have a cute and bubbly personality, and I always know the latest news of goings-on in the office, and I know where everything is.
Okay. I'm Mr. Snitch. I spend most of my time snooping around to find things that I can tattle to the big boss about, informing the things on the production line, that kind of stuff. I might or I might not be knowledgeable, though, about the information that I provide.
I don't care what Mr. Book. I just want to make sure that we're following the rules, that we're doing everything by the book and following the procedures. Okay. If we can stay in the lines of the procedures, would be
So, Miss by the book, what are the procedures?
well, the policies and procedures that, seeing that I'm Mrs. by the book, I probably wrote them. So we got to go with the policies and procedures of the bylaws of our company. You've all got the policies notebook, right?
4. Could you move it 4 for me, please?
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Scenario.
Right there.
Do you want me to hand this to you?
Sure.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you. It says you send a staff member out to a major client for a review of progress on the job. The staff member shows up late. How does this affect your business? Ask a teammate to help you and earn 3 peps if you can come up with at least 2 viable solutions to prevent this problem from occurring in the future.
You forget to bring a jacket, and it's just freezing when you arrive at your destination. You decide to buy a jacket and charge the company, since you wouldn't have needed the jacket at all if you weren't traveling. You award 1 pep to each team member who can tell you why this might be an ethical problem. Oh, why would buying the jacket be unethical?
Pretty much because poor prior planning does not constitute an emergency on our part. If you can't plan yourself out the right way when you go on a trip, how do we know that you're even representing the company properly?
Good answer. Miss Gossipmonger.
I know someone else who did that. It's not ethical because that's not in the, from what I've heard, that the company's not responsible for your clothing allowance, and then everybody would start doing that. So I think that's just really pushing the limits there. That's what I think.
So we're going to go ahead now and we're going to end the game. Thank you very much. And we're going to do a little bit of a debrief. So let me ask you a couple of questions, okay? First of all, who do you believe emerged as the team leader in the game?
I would say Miss By the Book, because she had the answers of the policies.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. You each played a character that is different than how you are normally, right?
Big time.
Right.
Okay, big time, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what did you notice about the skills and abilities and the weaknesses of your character versus how you would normally respond to some of these scenarios?
Well, mine says he can't keep a secret, and I was in HR for a long time, and I had to keep secrets, so that wasn't in alignment. And no sense of urgency. Well, HR, if you had to take an action, you had to be immediately. I couldn't dilly-dally. But part of it was that he's good at follow-up, and sometimes that's not one of my strengths, personally.
Okay, so how did it feel for you to walk in this character's shoes for a bit?
A little awkward at first, but then once I really got to understand the strengths and weaknesses and the hidden talent, I could see his point of view.
Okay.
And you seem to have fun with it.
And I'm going to have you think about this for a minute. From all of the experience that you received in the game, dealing with the different dilemmas and the different business and ethical situations, what's one action that you can take out of this game now and apply immediately in your workspace?
I think it's just a reminder that we do tend to label people and put them in categories, and you have to look beyond that, and you do have to look at everyone's strengths and their hidden talents, and you really do need to figure out how you can work with a team, because a diverse team is, I mean, that's where you're going to get your best ideas and best solutions. So it's about working with people. So it just reminded me that, and made me realize to be cognizant of that when meeting new people or working with fellow team members.
And not to make assumptions. Just because somebody's always done something a certain way doesn't mean that they're going to continue to do it that way. And you have a right to ask them, hey, this is what we heard about you in the past. Is it still true? And if not, you know, what would you like us to do in place? How come I look at you when I say that? No, I'm kidding.
Because I'm by the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Well, I had a great time playing the E-Factor game, and it really, especially with the facilitator and the way that they go through it, it even takes you further than ethics. It really brings you to a point of accepting, approving, and appreciating people for their true strengths. And the idea that, you know, we do tend to label people, and the game has a lot of characters. They're all labeled and funny, but you really start to see the strengths of all these different people that, you know, maybe I've never realized before. So it definitely opened my eyes to a lot of things that I'll be able to use in my business.
This is a great game. It gave me a chance to see how my employees react to different situations, so that I could understand them better and maybe use their talents much more than I have in the past. I just went by labels, and I won't do that anymore.
It was really fun playing the E-Factor game. It was fun playing a different character, someone that I normally wouldn't play. And the takeaway was that I could really see how this could be used back in, you know, in the business world, as far as aligning the team's vision with the leadership's vision of what ethics are. Before I played the game, I didn't give a whole lot of thought to ethics, and now I'm like, wow, there's a lot to talk about there, and it made me realize that not everyone thinks the same way regarding ethics. So really consider this to be really a team building, a communication, appreciation for everyone's different personalities, and yet how they can all align on the same page with the vision of the company regarding ethics.
One of the key values that I picked up from this game is the fact that we oftentimes do not have conversations in companies that bring people together. And this game, this whole simulation, enables people to sit down and have the kinds of conversations that they've never had before, that can ultimately lead to better communication in general and better teamwork in general.
E-Factor is a role-playing board game that simulates real-life business and ethical dilemmas. What I hope that players get out of this game is a way for them to discover their own strengths and weaknesses and hidden talents, align their definitions of ethics with the company's vision of ethics, and find one key element or action that they can take out of the game and apply in their business life to help improve productivity for their company, to help add value and understand their own value to the organization, and to start to explore their own ethical standards and what they are willing to do or not do for themselves and for their organization. The game is real life. You can take your teams to play a game and see how they'll react to different situations. You can create your own definitions of ethics and ethical behavior and align your team by using this very unique and different educational tool. Come check out a gameplay. Check us out on the website, www.e-factorgame.com, and then contact us to let us know how you'd like to bring E-Factor to your office.